Dear children, now I have come here again with a new chapter that is 5, chapter number 5, with a topic called transpiration. Alright, so in the last chapter we discussed about the absorption and conduction of water and minerals in the what? Direction. Okay, where we found the different parts of the plant involved, such as the roots, okay, stem, and then in the roots and stem, the main tissue involved with the conduction of those water and minerals to the upper direction. We discussed as xylem, okay, which is the tissue that conducts water and minerals in the upper direction. That's what we discussed. Okay, now in the topic called transpiration, what we find in fact, what are we going to talk about? Is the water which was absorbed that way, okay, by the root, now is utilized by the plants for especially the process called photosynthesis. Okay, that means the water is mainly used for making the food, and the food manufacturing process is called the photosynthesis. Okay, that means after the use of water, so what happens? What happens to those excess water? What your book says is that only the 2% of the absorbed water will be utilized by the plant. Only 2% of the water that is absorbed by the plant is utilized by the plant. Only 2%. What about the rest? So the rest of the water will be lost from the plant body. That will be, thrown out. That will be released, especially from the aerial region of the plant. Okay, in the form of vapor. So this loss of water in the form of vapor through the aerial region, especially through the leaves, is called transpiration. It's called what? Transpiration. So transpiration is a process by which the plants lose the excess water in the form of vapor, especially through the leaves, okay, or from the aerial region. So that process is called transpiration. Why is transpiration needed? There are so many reasons, okay, so that we will discuss all about it afterwards. First we will see some of the experiments, some of the demonstrations of the experiments we'll see here. As I told you before also, in fact the experiment is supposed to be done there in the lab, but here theoretical idea of such experiment will take now today. Okay, we'll take the theoretical idea of such experiments will take today. Alright, so we'll take the theoretical idea of this transpiration, of this experiment of this transpiration. Okay, so first we have experiment number 1. I have just drawn all those out here. I just wanted to use the projector also, but what happened is that once I use the projector, the picture comes so dark. Okay, it looks so dark, so that it doesn't come clear. That's why I used the board. I used the the chalkboard out here, where I have already drawn the different diagrams needed for the demonstration of that experiment for this transpiration. So experiment number 1. Here is the experiment number 1. So in the experiment number 1, this is to demonstrate the transpiration in the plant. Transpiration in the plant. So how can we say the transpiration takes place there in the plant? Because we don't see the the water vapor coming out of the plant. We never see. But how can we see that? So for that, this experiment can be demonstrated. Number 1 here. See, for number 1, what you do is that take a well-watered potted plant. A plant which is well-watered in the pot is taken. Okay, it's taken out here. Then what you do is that you cover it with the polythene bag out here. See, this is the polythene bag used, covering the entire plant, and the mouth of that polythene bag is tied here at the base of this stem. Somehow it is to, it is to keep this plant, separate from this pot. If you cover this pot also, what happens is that, the water may be, or the water vapor may be lost from the pot by the process called evaporation. So if it happens, so if you don't cover it, the water may be coming from here and, your this experiment may not be successful. Okay, so that will be futile. So in order to check that one, in the beginning itself, what you do is that take the polythene bag, transparent polythene bag, and cover this entire plant and tie the mouth of that, the polythene bag here at the base of this stem. Alright, then what you do? You keep this outside in the sun for some hours. For 1 or 2 hours, you keep this outside in the sun. Okay, so after 1 or 2 hours, what you can observe? What you can observe is that you can observe the droplets of water stuck on the, on the inner side of this, transparent polythene. You can see these are the droplets of water. You can see the droplets of water on the inner side of this transparent polythene bag. Okay, so where from are these droplets of water coming here? Where are they come from here? Okay, so these droplets of water are from these leaves. Okay, that is from this aerial region, the water vapor has been lost. When that water vapor strikes this inner surface of this, or inner surface of this polythene bag, what happens is that, this water vapor will be condensed to the droplets. Why? Because the outside temperature is less than the temperature inside. Because this region is covered by the polythene bag, and obviously the temperature inside is more than the temperature outside. Because of that, what happens is that this water vapor, the water vapor which is escaping from here, which is going from here, strikes this, inner side of this, this your transparent polythene bag and getting condensed. Okay, and they are condensing into these droplets of water. So by this experiment, what we understand is that water will be lost from this aerial region of the plant in the form of vapor, which is called transpiration. It's called what? Transpiration. That is demonstration number 1. Okay, or the experiment number 1. So in order to prove this again further, if you want to further prove this, what you can do is that if you want to make your demonstration precise, what you can do is that you just take a plant. You just take a paper which is called cobalt chloride paper, which is blue in color. This is blue in color. It is blue in color. Naturally, it is blue in color. Okay, cobalt chloride paper is blue in color. Take that paper and keep here inside. Okay, put this inside this. You just take the paper here and take this inside here. What happens is that as soon as this paper comes in contact with this moisture, with this droplets of water, it will turn to pink in color. It will turn to pink in color. Originally it was blue, then as soon as it comes in contact with the moisture, it will turn to the pink. So this pinkness of this paper, this pink paper is the indication of the water vapor present out here. That means this water vapor, which has been now condensed into the droplets of water, is all because of the loss of water from the aerial region of the plant, which is called transpiration. So you can also try it out at your home. Just get a potted plant and you try it out as per the direction given there in the book, or what I have told you, just follow it and conduct the experiment, and whether you get the same result or not, you just let me know later on. Okay, you please try it out at home, please. Okay, that is experiment number 1. Then experiment number 2 is also given there. I have just drawn out here experiment number 2. For experiment number 2, what your book has suggested is that take 2 potted plants, well-watered potted plants again. Take 2 well-watered potted plants, alright, and 3 bale jars. This is the bale jar. 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 bale jars we have. All these are bale jars. Bale jar, big bale jars we have got out here. See, bale jars A, B, and C. And only 2 potted plants in setup A. Let me, go on one by one first. Setup A. In setup A, what you see is that well-watered plant out here. Preferably the plants with the broad leaves here. The leaves are all broad enough, not narrow, broad enough. Why it is broad? Broader the surface of the leaves, more the transpiration will be there. Because we want to see the transpiration out here clearly. So, broader the leaves, more the transpiration will be there. So, preferably, you just find the plant which is well watered and having the broad leaves like this shown in the that your diagram. Okay. So, in setup A, you have just collected the plant like that with the broad leaves. Okay. Then what you have done is that there is a your pot, but in this case the pot has been covered by the polythene bag. Here in this case, not the pot but the plant has been covered by the polythene bag, but here we see the pot, this pot has been covered by the polythene bag. It is covered by polythene bag, see, covered by a polythene bag. Okay, covered by polythene bag. The opening of the polythene bag has been tied here, has been nicely tied here at the base of this stem. Alright, then what you do? You cover it by a transparent bale jar here. You just cover it like that. This is the bale jar which is covering this plant here. See, okay, it has covered it. Okay, then just leave this, then the sunlight for some minutes or some hours, then go to setup B. In setup B also, the plant is kept like that, and how it is there, it is also kept in the same way. Alright, the same kind of plant having the broad leaves, and this pot is also covered by the polythene bag as shown out here, like that, same, cover it. Okay, nicely, the mouth of the polythene bag has been tied out here at the base of this plant. Alright, then cover it again by a bale jar. See, same way, this is also covered by the bale jar, it's also covered by the bale jar. But see here, before you cover it with the bale jar, what you have also done is that you have kept it a slide. Here is a slide, small slide has been kept, and on the slide you have fixed that your cobalt chloride paper. Okay, your cobalt chloride paper has been mixed on the slide out here. Along with the plant, cobalt chloride paper is also there, which is originally blue in color. Right? That is in B. And cover it by a by a bale jar. Okay, cover it by a bale jar like this. You also keep this setup also in the same way outside in the sun for some hours. Then setup C, as I have done out here, only the bale jar is there, and even the slide on which that cobalt chloride paper is kept. No plant. There is no plant. So this kind of experiment is called control. See, it is control. It is called control because here the control is the same setup but lacking one or two components. So what is not here, what it lacks is that no plant here. What is not there? No plant is not there. That's why only the slide and the paper is there. Okay, now keep these three setups A, B, C outside in the sun for some hours. Then after some hours, now you observe the setups A, B and C. Okay, now see. In setup A, you see the droplets of the water here. See, droplets of water on the inner side of your bale jar. Okay, like this, what you saw here. Same kinds of, the droplets can be seen out here. Okay, actually it was all coming from here in the form of vapor, but once that vapor strikes the wall of this bale jar, because of the less temperature outside than the inside, what happens is that water vapor will be condensed into with the droplets. So that droplets can be easily seen from outside. Okay, which means the water is getting lost from here in the form of vapor, which is transpiration, not from the pot, though it is covered by, though the entire pan of the pot is covered by the bell jar, but we are very much sure that the water is not coming from here because it is very nicely covered by the polythene bag, so that no question of having the water from this plant by evaporation, because it is very nicely checked by covering it with the polythene bag. And here also the droplets are seen. Okay, droplets are seen because everything is there. And these droplets are also not from here because in the same way it is also covered. And another thing that what precise result we get out here is that, see, this blue cobalt chloride paper, this blue cobalt chloride paper is turning pink. Now it is turning pink. See now, this blue cobalt chloride paper is now turning to pink color. It was blue, now it is turning into pink. Why? Because your cobalt chloride paper, which is originally blue, is the indicator of the moisture. Once the moisture comes in contact with that blue paper, it turns to pink. Same thing is happening here also. So that pink color of this one is because of the droplets of water which are coming from the leaves or the aerial region of this plant in the form of vapor, which is called transpiration. But here in setup C, no any change is seen. No any change. Why? Because there is no moisture inside. There is no water inside. Because no plant there means no water getting lost from anywhere else. So that the cobalt chloride paper, which is blue in color, is still blue in color, no change. So this also indicates that transpiration takes place from the aerial region of the plant. Alright? So this is the experiment number 2. Now, another thing that we do is, okay, so I think I need to rub this all here now. Okay? Let me rub this. Okay. Now we do the another experiment, that is measurement of transpiration. We will know measurement of transpiration. Measurement of transpiration. Okay? Okay, measurement of transpiration. That means transpiration can be measured. That means the loss of water, how much water is lost, how much water is lost from the plant body, that can be measured. There are a number of methods, so let us do 1 or 2 methods out here. Okay, first of all, what you can do is that again, just take a water bottle. So we are doing the measurement of transpiration. Okay, so by weighing method, first we can take the weighing method. Okay, by this method you can measure the loss of water from the plant body. That means measurement of transpiration by weighing method. In that method, what you do is that you just take a medium-sized, potted plant, medium-sized potted plant. Take a medium-sized potted plant, similar. Okay, medium-sized potted plant. Medium-sized potted plant here. Alright. Then what you do is that cover it with the polythene bag again. Cover it with the polythene bag again. Or you can cover it with the polythene bag here again. Okay, like that. So that then what you do now, what you can do is that now you now take the weight of this plant. Okay, no need to cover it also. Okay, no need to cover, just leave like that. Just leave that like that, no need to cover it. Now, rather you can cover this. You can cover this plant. Otherwise, you can cover this one. This part can be covered well nicely. Nicely, you can cover it. Okay, cover it now. Cover this potted plant here, I mean the pot. Only you just leave this open, this upper region of the plant. Only the pot needs to be covered with the polythene bag in the same way how you did before. Alright. Then you just take the weight of it. Take the weight. Initial weight. Take the initial weight. Initial weight. Take the initial weight. Alright? Take the weight. Alright? So, suppose see, it may be you see like 500 gram. Let us say it is not 500 gram. The initial weight is 500 gram. Okay, take the weight of this. Then keep this outside for some hours. After some hours, what you do is that take that plant again and again take the weight, measure the weight. Take the weight of this plant again after some hours. Okay, which is the final reading, final weight. Final weight, okay, final reading also can be shared. So, after 1 or 2 hours or after some hours, when you take the weight of it, what you find is that you find the less, you find little less than the original weight. It may be, it may be 470 gram. 470 gram. Okay, so after 2 or 3 hours, if you measure the weight of this plant again, you find little less than that, 470 gram, maybe 480 gram, something like that. Which means, what is there? What is the loss here? Loss of water now. You find 500 gram minus 470 gram. That means how much? 30 grams. So this 30 gram of the water has been lost from this aerial region of the plant. From this what? Aerial region of the plant. Okay, so that means 30 gram, which means the water which is lost from here in the form of vapor by the process of transpiration is how much? Coming around 30 gram. It may be 30 gram anything, but make sure that it comes little less only. Why? Because the water is getting lost. So that way we can measure the transpiration by this weighing method. So another advanced method, as I have drawn out here, another advanced method is also there. It is the advanced method, in which what you do is that just take a glass bottle. This is a glass bottle, as you see there in the diagram. It's also there in the book. This is a glass bottle filled with water here. It's filled with water. Alright. Then what you do is that you just then this is a glass bottle filled with water, and here is the opening. This glass bottle has got this kind of system where there is a opening where this graduated side tube is adjusted. Okay, this is a reading glass test tube. Reading glass test tube where you find a measurement like 0, 1 cc, 2 cc, 3 cc, 4 cc, like that. In cc it is given, cc, cubic centimeter. Okay, so in cc it is given there, which is called graduated side tube. That is fitted to this opening of this glass bottle, linked by a rubber. There is a rubber tube. With which it is fitted out here. Alright, then here in this plant, in the mouth of this one, you just insert a small plant along with the root, as you see out here. Then you cover it out here with the help of the cork is there. Cork is made in such a way that your plant is just fixed inside. It's just inserted into it, so that there is no any gap for the loss of the water from this bottle by the process of evaporation. No chance. Okay, it's all tightly covered here. Okay, then take the initial reading of it. So now, in the beginning, the water, let us say it is now 5 cc. Here, the level is coming 5 cc. Suppose it is coming 5 cc. 5 cubic centimeter is showing out here. All right. Now keep this. Set up outside for some hours. After some hours, let us say 2-3 hours. After some hours, when you come and see, you find this level of this water being little dropped. Maybe coming down here, maybe 2 cc 2 cubic centimeter or 1 cubic centimeter. Suppose if it is falling down here at 1 cubic centimeter, suppose it's coming 1 cubic centimeter, it's coming suppose. So how much water is lost out here? See, 5 cc minus 1 cc, that means 4 cc. How much water is lost out here? 4 cc, that is 4 cubic centimeter water is lost. Why? Because water which is being absorbed from here, it's all going in the form of vapor through this aerial region of the plant. Okay, the more it absorbs, okay, the more the water will be lost, and that can be seen out here. So 4 cc, suppose it may be for any whatever the level comes down, that you can make out. Okay, and just subtract the final one from the initial one. Okay, so that you can make the difference. So the difference which is coming is the loss of the water by the process called transpiration, or from the aerial region of the plant in the form of vapor, which is called transpiration. So this cc can be converted into, okay, this volume called cc, volume cubic centimeter, which is the volume of the water, can be converted into the gram also. That is 1 cc equal 1 gram. That means if 4 cc means 4 gram of water is lost from this aerial region of this plant, which is called transpiration, and this method is called measurement of transpiration. So that way we can measure the transpiration, how much water is lost, so that can be measured like this. Okay, I think we'll do this much, but there is another one experiment also there. It's better we'll finish it up, that one also. So I'll just quickly try to finish it. The other one, another one is also there. So there, what you can do is that take a test tube here. All right. Then you just fix a plant out here. So, but with no roots out here. See, but the roots are not there. No roots. Simply the shoot region is only there. So like that, shoot region only is there. Okay, but no root. Then, okay, here is the water. Then put some drops of oil. Some drops of oil you put it out here to check transpiration. To check evaporation. Okay. Now keep this in the beaker. Okay, keep this in a beaker. Just keep it in a beaker and take the weight of it. Measure the weight of it now. Keep this in the beaker. Okay, and measure the weight of this plant along with the beaker. It may be coming around, let us say 400 grams. Suppose that is the initial reading. Initial is 400 grams. All right. Then what you do is you take this out, keep it in the slide box. There is a test tube box is there, test tube box, where you can fix it here for some time. Like 1 or 2 hours you can keep this outside. Alright. After some hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours, 4 hours, you take this out and again you keep it in the same beaker and take the weight of it. Measure the weight of it. Again, measure the weight. Final reading. Just take the final reading again after some hours. You will not find the same as it is in the before. As it was before the experiment or before this one. You will not find the same again. It may be coming down like 380 gram or 390 gram, like that. Some less. Some water, some amount of this water less than that. Okay, say 380 gram or 390 gram, like that it comes. Now, how much water is lost that you can make out of? Just subtract it. For 400 gram, you just subtract 380 gram. So how much is coming? What is the difference out there? 20 gram. So this 20 gram is the difference out there, which is the loss of water taking place from here. So that way we can measure the weight of the water lost by the process called transpiration. So here in this case, the loss of water, the rate of loss of water is little slow. Why? Because there is no root. Okay. So in this case, the rate of transpiration is forming very less. Why? Because there is no root. Alright? There is no root. Had there been the roots also, then the rate of transpiration would be little faster. But it is not happening. Why? Because there is no root. Okay? So whatever the difference you find out here is the loss of water taking place from this aerial region of this plant. Alright? So this way we can measure the transpiration. Okay? We can measure the transpiration. Alright? So today we'll do only this much, and in the next session I will continue it, and whatever the experiment we did today, I tried to demonstrate it. I just tried to give the theoretical part of this demonstration. You please try them out at your home. Okay? Because those things are all available. Though that Belzer is not available at home, but the first one can be done by yourself, because though the potted plant is there, polythene bag is there, even this experiment can be done, or the previous one, the taking the weight of the, this one, the measurement of transpiration in the first case, that can also be done by you. Okay, so children, please do it. Try to understand whatever it is mentioned. Okay, and okay, that was it today. All right. Thank you so much.